What's up, people? I'm back to talk some more Street Fighter. The good old 90s, early 90s. Um, I left off with me getting jumped, me having to go back to my area and let my niggas know I got fucked up and I didn't even get to play Rocky because he wasn't there. And all my friends was mad like, yo, you went there alone, you can't be going, you can't go nowhere alone. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I understand that now. I got a fucking headache from getting hit in the head with whatever that was that I got hit with. I know better now. So anyways, the school week comes up, Monday comes up, and I see Damien in school, and Damien's like, yo, I heard what happened. I heard you got jumped. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, why would you do that? Why would you go alone? And I'm like, I gotta play Rocky. And he was like, yo, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, what? He's like, you really love this fucking game that much? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, but you're not gonna beat him. So why do you even care? And I'm like, yo, even if I don't beat him, I want to play him. He's like, you had your chance to play him. I was like, yeah, I could have played him before when Walt played him, but when Walt got beat by him, the kid said he sucked, and Walt stormed out mad and went back home, and I bounced. I left too. He said, so you go there the next week. You went there the next week to play him, and he's not even there. So, and look what happens. I'm like, yeah, I know. I get jumped by some of his minions, whatever. He's like, yeah, no more going there alone, man. And you're not going to beat him anyway. And I'm like, well, you ain't around, and I can't practice with you. And he was like, well, I'm going to be around, man. So after school, we get off the bus, go right into Gino's, right into the pizza shop, and we play some games. And we did this Monday through Friday. Damien started coming around more often. He wasn't disappearing like he did before. And he was like, damn, man, I never met anyone that was as crazy about Street Fighter as you were. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I just love this fucking game. He's like, and you don't even care to pick other characters. I'm like, it's all about Ken, man. It's all about Ken. And Damien told me I was getting better. He was the best in our area, but he told me I'm starting to catch up. Because the thing is, like I said before, Damien could beat niggas with any character. But he told me he couldn't beat me with his secondary and his other troll characters. He couldn't play me with Zangief and beat me anymore. That wasn't working. Same thing with Dhalsim. He couldn't beat me with Dhalsim anymore. He couldn't beat me. He had to start picking Ryu. And it felt good. Even though when he'd pick Ryu, he would fuck me up. The games were close. It were close games. But it felt good knowing that I was a challenge now. You know? It felt good knowing I was improving. And he would tell me to stop. I got to be more patient. Because when it comes to Street Fighter, I was an impatient motherfucker. Especially if half my life was gone. Oh my God, I held up forward. I was trying to jump in and do something. Even if you anti-aired me, I would jump in and try to do something. Because once my life go down, I feel like I gotta get in. And the only way to get in is to jump forward. And everybody knows in Street Fighter, do not jump. Jumping is not good in the game. But Damien's giving me tips. I'm learning some things. I'm getting better. I'm feeling good. Saturday comes around. I go to my pizza shop. I look for a friend who's there. I'm like, yo, come with me to Video Joe's so we could go play. So I could go play Rocky. They would come. I went there. Go inside. Empty. Rocky's not in there. His minions are not in there. No one's in there. I'm like, what the fuck? So we stay in there for a little bit. Play some games. No one comes in. I'm like, what the hell? Yo, let's go back home. Let's go back to our area. We leave, get on our bikes, go back to our town. Monday through Friday, it's me playing Damien again. Losing quarters. I must have spent like $50. I must have spent $50 worth of quarters just losing to Damien. I mean, some games I would win, but one out of 10 games, really. And I wasn't really happy with that. I wanted to be as good as Damien. Because if I'm not good as the nigga in my area, then why the fuck would I go play Rocky when Rocky's busting his ass? Damien's the number one nigga in my area, and I can't beat him. And I'm tired of being the second best. I'm tired of being that nigga when Damien not around, but when he around, I'm the second rate nigga. I hated that. But I lost a lot of quarters to Damien. I should have just started putting money in his hand like, here, man, here's 4 quarters, nigga, because I ain't playing you. But you don't get better like that. And I had to work on my patience. Damien told me, stop jumping, be patient. And I was learning. And this went on Monday through Friday again. When Saturday came around, I do the same thing. I go to my pizza shop. I look for a friend. Somebody be in there. If nobody was in there, I would chill there and play some games until somebody popped up. And I would tell them to come with me to Video Joe's. They would come. We go inside. Rocky's not in there. And his minions are not in there. It would be 1 or 2 faces I haven't seen before. And I would ask them like, yo, has Rocky been around? And they'd be like, nah. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's not even around no more. What the fuck? And I didn't even care about staying there and waiting and playing some games. I would just leave and go back to my area, go back to my town, and play. This went on for 4 Saturdays, a month. Maybe more, maybe like a month and a half. So maybe 6 Saturdays. Went there for like 6 Saturdays and he's not around. So for a minute, I gave up. I said, fuck this. This nigga ain't around. I'm going to stop looking for him. Maybe Damien's right. You know, I have no chance of beating him. So I kind of gave up. I gave up on looking for Rocky and trying to play this dude. Even my friends were telling me, why you want to play this guy anyway if he's so nice? It's a waste of money. And I'm like, I just have to play him, man. Even if I'm going to lose, I just want to play him once. So, we stopped going there. And for some reason, our pizza shop was getting more popular. A lot of niggas from around town started coming to our pizza shop to play Street Fighter. And, you know, Champion Edition was the hot thing at this time. It was really popular. Words started going around about certain stores that was getting, I'd be in school and I hear niggas talking about, yo, the store down the street from me got Champion Edition now. I hear somebody else talking, yo, the barbershop around the corner from my house, they got Champion Edition now. So it's like the arcade game is popping up at more places. So it's really hot and everyone's talking about it. And these places didn't have it before, but now it has them. So it's like a lot of people are getting into it. And I guess this was the reason why the pizza shop in my area was getting more traffic. And the thing is, gambling over these matches started getting hot too. A lot of people started betting quarters and betting dollars over who would win. So I started thinking like, yo, I can make some extra money. Yo, let me do this. So strangers would come to our pizza shop and play, and they would fuck up my friends and, you know, familiar faces. They would beat them. And the dudes started popping off thinking they were nice. They was like, y'all niggas around here suck, man. But the thing is, my friends, they were bad at the game. They weren't that great. They were alright, but they had trouble winning a lot. And they'd be like, yo, man, y'all want to play for money? And I was like, I'll play for money. And I was like, how does it go? And he's like, how much you got? And I'm like, I got $1. And he's like, $1? And I never got much money when I was a kid. The only time I had money was when I didn't eat lunch. Lunch was $1.50, and I would not buy lunch. So I would spend the week not eating lunch. I would steal lunch. I would be on a lunch line, and I would take something real quick and sneak it in my pocket and leave. And I did that for a minute. I was getting a lot of free lunch because I was stealing this shit. Just to keep that $1.50 in my pocket so I could spend that on games and snacks when I got home. So the dude was like, alright, fine, $1. So we would both put down $1 and it'd be $2 on the line. And we would play and I would win and I'd get an extra $1. And I would feel like I'm balling, I'm that nigga. And people, you can laugh at it now, but $1 back in the day in the early 90s to a kid that was in 7th grade, 8th grade, a 12-year-old, you know, that was good. $1 was nice. extra dollar in my pocket. Now I got 250. I ain't got 150. So I would steadily do this. People would come around and be like, yo, I'll play you for 50 cents. We'll play, I will win. And the thing is, my hustling was terrible. I didn't understand the way it works is like, the more you win, the less people want to play you for money. I didn't understand that because to me, the money wasn't the most important thing. The most important thing was fucking the nigga up in Street Fighter. That was the most important thing. So I would always win. I would be busting these niggas' asses and niggas would stop playing for money. And I'm like, yo, you want to play for $1? And niggas like, nah, man. So I could lose $1. And I'm like, come on, man. He's like, fuck out of here. And I'm like, damn. And one of my buddies who was smart, he was like, yo, the more you win, the more money you getting and the more money they losing. So they're not going to want to play. So sometimes you got to lose. And I'm like, sometimes I got to lose? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to lose. And he's like, nigga, if you're trying to make money, you got to lose sometime. You got to give them some hope that they're going to make money. And I'm like, but I'm not losing for $1. And they like, you don't understand how it works. And I didn't. I didn't know a lot of things growing up because I was kind of sheltered. My mom didn't let me run around the streets like that. So I didn't understand hustling and drugs and all that shit. So I'm like, nah, I don't care, man. I'm not losing in Street Fighter for no money. And they was like, yo, you don't understand. My friend, he's the same age as me, telling me this shit. You don't understand. And I'm like, I don't. And the thing is, I didn't. I didn't really have any older brothers or older sisters or anything. It was just me. So, this went on for a minute of me it was a lot of dead time, me just playing Street Fighter, the same story, me in my pizza shop hanging out and shit like that. So, my friend had told me, you know what we need to do? More areas have this game now. We got to start going to these areas and playing for money. Because people ain't going to come here to play you if they know you nice. So we got to go out there. And I'm like, what if I get jumped? And he's like, nigga, you ain't going alone. You going with me. And if we do get jumped, they got to beat up both of us, not just you. And I'm like, so where are we going to go? One of the places he knew about was the west side of my town. The west side was where all the Spanish niggas was at. All the Spanish niggas lived in the west of my town. And he knew of a place that had Champion Edition. So we went there. And it was just full of niggas. And it's like all them niggas played Ryu. I ain't see one Spanish nigga pick any other character. No Ken, no nothing. When they was doing matches, it was mirror matches. Ryu versus Ryu. I'm like, damn. Not one person in here picked anyone else? Because, when I had to play against another Shoto, even though I used Ken, you facing Ryu is it's still a mirror match to a certain extent. So I was watching them play and they were alright. They were decent. There was some niggas in there that was nice. And my buddy that went with me, he played them. And he beat a few of them. Then he got beat. And then I played them and I played a few of them. I beat them, then they would beat me, then I beat them like 2 or 3 games, then they would beat me 1 game. And they were nice. They were better than the niggas in my area, but they weren't better than me. But they was almost on my level. It wasn't free matches. I wasn't beating them easily. So then I thought about it and my buddy was like, yo, let's play for money. And I told him, yo, anybody want to play for $1? And they all went crazy. They're like, I'll put $1 in. I'll put $1 in on him. I'll put $1 in on him. They was all putting money in on their mans. But I was like, yo, all I have is $1. I can't match you. Y'all all putting money down on your peoples. I can't match that. So they was like, fine. Just $1. $2? And I was like, I didn't want to risk $2. But I did it anyway. Like, I fine, $2. So I did that. And I would win. And then I play a few more matches for $1, $2. And I would win. And I was feeling good. I would come home with $20 in my pocket. And $20 is a lot of money, man. A lot of money to a little nigga back in the day, early 90s. You could do a lot with $20. I didn't have to stop eating lunch now. I could eat lunch. I could spend $1.50 on lunch and then You know,